I haven't noticed that until right now, so maybe it's not like that bad, like that noticeable. What's up, guys? Guess who is the best YouTuber in the world and forgot to turn on their soundboard and lost all the audio for this part. Yeah, but anyways, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry this is a voiceover, but my name is Delana Cherie, and today we are trying out the it Cosmetics new CC matte and comparing it to the CC Illumination. I thought it would be fun and helpful to wear them throughout the day and kind of show you guys how they compare, and then I thought it would be fun that whichever one I like better, we can compare that to the original CC formula in another video. So as we are speeding through all of the footage here that I did get, I'm going to give you all the same info that I gave you in the actual video when I filmed it. I will be applying the CC matte to the left side of my face and then the CC Illumination to the right side of my face. I am not priming or setting either side of my face like I normally would in order to give both of the foundations a fair and even shot. Also, I want you guys to be able to see how they last by themselves in case you don't do any like priming or setting techniques or anything like that. And then I am applying both sides with my BH Cosmetics 123 brush. I felt like they applied pretty much the same, and I felt like the color was slightly different. Like the matte side was slightly lighter, just ever so slightly lighter than the CC Illumination side, even though they were both a fair shade. So that's something to consider, maybe to go down a shade, or it might not be that big of a deal, but I did notice a slight color alteration, which is unusual for it Cosmetics because usually they're pretty even all across the board, but that was my experience with these comparatively. And then based on the Sephora website, the matte CC is intended for all skin types except for sensitive, and it has an SPF of 40, which is contrary to the Illumination version and also contrary to their original version, because both of those are good for all skin types, including sensitive skin, and they both have an SPF of 50. However, both of these say that they have full coverage. I would definitely say it's like a medium to full coverage. I wouldn't say it's like a true full coverage, but it does have really, really good coverage. And then I'm just going to apply my Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer and then my Tarte Shape Tape. And then I'm just setting my under eyes with the Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. And now that we have everything on, I'm going to let past Delana take over and do the first check-in. All right, guys, so it has been about 4 hours since I applied this, and there's something weird going on with my bronzer, like right in here on the illuminating side. But I can definitely say that this side has mattified quite a bit more. Like whenever I said that I thought that maybe all the moisture, like the hydrating serum and stuff, has to absorb into your skin before it mattifies, I think that's definitely true, because this side, there's a little bit of glow right in here, but I did apply highlighter. But like on my nose, it's pretty matte right here. My forehead is definitely matte. My jawline's matte. Like the only places that are showing glow are where I applied my highlighter. And then on this side, like this definitely still has that radiant finish. You can see that it's catching all the light in here. That's my highlighter, but it still was giving that glow before. It's a little bit more glowy like right in here. Ooh, did you see that? Look at that. See, this is what I've experienced with the glowy one before. Is that like it sits in my fine lines here? Let's see if the matte is... See, the matte is doing that as well. I haven't noticed that until right now, so maybe it's not like that bad, like that noticeable. By the way, I did like the smoky liner look that I just filmed for my Instagram, actually. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I will put my little username right here, and I think I can link it actually right here. Wait. Right here. You guys can just click that link to go follow me on Instagram. The only thing that I just really don't like about this foundation is that I feel like it really sits in my smile lines. It may not do that if I set it with powder, honestly, and this is totally unlike me, but I think that I'm actually preferring the matte side. Like I think I'm just liking the texture of it overall more than the glowy side. Both sides are wearing pretty much the same. Like it doesn't feel like one is really wearing better than the other. They both feel like they're coming off around the nose area, but all of that I feel like is totally something that would not happen. And I know for sure that it doesn't happen as much with this one whenever I set it with powder, because I've worn this one before. For this one, I feel like it would stay super, super well if I had primer and powder and had like properly set my face. So what it's doing around the nose area here, I'm not super worried about. Like, I'm totally not knocking the foundation for it, because I know that if I set it properly, it wouldn't do that, or if it did, it would be very, very minimal. Yeah, this is just kind of where we are right now. Doesn't look bad on the forehead. It actually was creasing in my forehead quite a bit earlier whenever I was trying to take photos of this look, and I had to like press it out with just like a little beauty blender, a fresh, clean beauty blender. I just cleaned this. Not a big fan of how it sits in my fine lines on my forehead, but not horrible because I can usually just like press it out. Some foundations, they'll settle weird and then like you just can't fix them. Like, it's just hopeless. But with this foundation, I do feel that I can just kind of press it out and we're all good to go. How come every time I do like a really, really dark smoky, like black smoky eye, I feel like Smeagol? I don't know what it is. I think it's because my irises are just like large and blue, but I don't know. That is where we are. We still have a few more hours left in the day, so we will see if this just totally falls apart. It feels like it's starting to fall apart already, so I'm really curious to see how it looks at the end of the day. I really don't know, so we will see. I'll do one more check-in before I wash everything off and go to bed. All right, you guys, so it is the end of the day. My microphone is working, kind of. It is time for us to decide whether these products wear well and which one wore better than the other. As a reminder, on this side we have the matte, and then on this side we have the luminous. So this is where we are. Obviously we have had some breaking apart around the nose area on both sides for sure. This side has stayed very, very luminous, only gotten more luminous throughout the day. This side has stayed like on my forehead, like right in here. There's a little bit of shine, but really not much. Definitely is on the more matte side, but I would say like right in here. I mean, I know that I have a little bit of highlighter here, but I can tell like what is the highlighter and what is not the highlighter because I don't apply my highlight all the way in here. So right in here, there's definitely oil peeking through, and I am not like oily skinned by any means. I would actually consider myself slightly more on the drier side, so it doesn't seem to have that much oil control. It's not a bad product by any means. In fact, the texture on both sides has stayed really, really well. It hasn't gotten weird. I would say overall I actually do like the texture of the matte side better. There's something weird about the luminous side, like in this cheek area, that I'm just not the biggest fan of, but I would say really overall they're both really, really good. I would say that again, I'm kind of leaning towards the matte side, even though I'm totally like a dewy luminous kind of person. There was a long period of time where I wasn't wearing any powder on my face because I just wanted like that sweaty glow basically. I don't know, there's something about the texture and the finish and everything of this side that I know that once I do my primer, my powder, all my whole setting techniques that I do on a daily basis, I just think that I will really, really like this one a lot more because I have worn this one with my whole routine and I do really like it. And then considering the texture and the way that this one has worn, I think that overall I would probably lean towards this one as my personal preference. With that being said, I think that we have a winner here, and it would totally depend on skin type. Obviously, this isn't going to be the winner for everyone, but I am leaning towards this one, and so I think I'm going to compare the matte one to the original formula in another video. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. I have actually never worn their original formula, so I think that'll be really cool. My lashes are just large today. One other thing that I would like to mention is that I feel like my bronzer has actually worn better on this side as well, and this side I definitely feel like it has gotten a little bit patchy, and I feel like that's because of whatever they put in the luminous formula to make it luminous. Things just probably aren't gonna stick as well. But if I were to powder this side like I normally would, my bronzer usually stays no problem. So I would recommend setting these guys with powder if you have a good setting powder that you like. I normally just reach for my Laura Mercier Candle Glow, so it's just a very, very light, almost finishing powder, but it does really help to stay. And then I'll put an actual setting powder like around my nose area and under my eyes like I did earlier. That will just keep this area looking tight and together, and then just kind of gives a soft finish and a little bit of staying power to the rest of my face with this guy. Highly, highly recommend this. And now that you guys know everything that you need to know about the matte and the illuminating CC cream from IT Cosmetics, go ahead and check out this video right here where I compare the Makeup Revolution concealer to the Tarte Shape Tape and find the best dupe of your life. And then don't forget to leave a comment down below letting me know what products you are interested in right now, and I will be sure to test them out, and I will see you guys in Friday's video. Bye!